Let's continue to talk more about this, and let me bring in Forbes Public Health Senior Contributor, Dr. Omer Awan. Doctor, what an awful story. To Nick's reporting, it's usually spread through rodents. I think most of us learned about the hantavirus after actor Gene Hackman's wife died of this last year. Talk to me first about this specific Andes strain that's been identified, which spreads from human to human.
Yeah, good morning, Marquis. Well, the Andes strain is a rare strain. I mean, it's probably the only strain of the hantavirus that spreads person to person. And that's an important consideration here because most hantavirus cases are isolated cases because they involve direct exposure to rodents. But this is different. The Andes strain, which originated in South America, countries like Chile and Argentina, this spreads person to person. And this is thought to be the cause in this cruise ship and all the cases and the deaths in the cruise ship. And this is obviously problematic because this means that more cases could occur because when a virus spreads person to person, that means that the likelihood of other people being infected increases, and also quarantine and isolation procedures have to be a little bit more rigorous.
A lot of questions there. The first, though, person to person, but would this still have to have originated with a rodent and somebody coming into contact with its waste?
Not necessarily.
So
Marquis.
where would it have come from? Like, where would hantavirus just randomly come from, if not from a rat?
Well, it's possible that the particles that are emitted from the rat can be exposed into the air and then people can breathe it. So there could be an indirect association with a rodent. But the more problematic issue here, Marquis, is the person-to-person transmission that can then occur even without a rat. I guess initially it could occur from a rat and from the feces or the urine or the saliva of a rat, but then it can be amplified from person to person and it can spread like that. But what I do want to mention, Marquis, is that this doesn't spread as easily as other respiratory viruses. So, for example, if we take a look at COVID
what I was
or
going
the
to ask
flu,
you. Not like the flu. This is close contact, like with your husband or wife, kind of close contact, correct?
Absolutely, Marquis. And I think that's a reassuring message for the public to hear because this certainly doesn't spread as easily and the risk to the public is very low. And that's what the World Health Organization is saying. So definitely something to watch for, but also reassuring for the public to hear that the risk is very low.
I mean, this is just a nightmare. You got nearly 150 people, including 17 Americans, that have been stranded at sea. The ship has been refused permission to dock until now. It'll dock in the Canary Islands. But from just a public health standpoint, do you like the logic behind keeping them on board? And was that the best and only way to handle the situation?
It's a tricky situation from a public health perspective because what you want to do is you want to minimize the harm and you want to minimize the amount of cases that are going to occur for the general public. You know, if you let people leave, you risk increased cases and it can get very difficult and it can be chaotic if that occurs. So the isolation protocols are very important to contain the virus, and that's precisely what's happening. And that's what the World Health Organization is trying to do in this case. So I do trust that the World Health Organization officials are handling this appropriately, and they're going to contain the virus, and they're going to minimize the amount of people that will be infected.
Yeah, I mentioned off the top with Nick, there has been worry, there has been question as to whether this could become the next global pandemic. Are those valid fears, and does this have the markings of that at all, or no?
Thankfully, Marquis, they're not valid fears. And the reason for that is because there are a lot of factors that contribute to whether or not a virus is going to have pandemic potential, one of which is how transmissible is it? How well can it result in sustained human-to-human transmission? Of course, there can be human-to-human transmission in the Andes variant that we're talking about here. But again, as we stated, it doesn't spread as easily to other people as, for example, COVID did. The other issue here is how well does it mutate? How well is it able to change to be able to infect people? And then also the natural immunity of the general population. Remember, hantavirus has been around for a while. I mean, people have been exposed. When we look at COVID, this was a novel virus that people weren't exposed to, our immune systems weren't exposed to. So this doesn't have the hallmark of a virus that could really cause a pandemic in the future.
Okay, good. Well, we'll see what happens once they dock at the Canary Islands and what the latest word from on board is. But Dr. Omer Awan, thank you for your perspective this morning. And I can't stop thinking of everybody in those isolated cabins, fearful and just going crazy.
Absolutely. We wish them all the best, and hopefully this resolves very soon.
Absolutely. Okay, doctor, we'll see you again soon. Appreciate your time. Everybody, it's the top.